everyone, welcome back to our podcast, which is about digital literacy. So, my name is Princess Janjasaya as the host of this podcast, and the guests are.
Hello everyone, my name is Devar Danaditya.
My name is Lula Najwa Aprili.
My name is Shannon Cherry.
Okay, let's start with the basics. In your own word, what is digital literacy?
For me, it's knowing how to find and search information. Find and judge information online. You know, not just scrolling and believing it if it's believing everything, but checking if it's a fact or not.
And double checking, right?
I'd also add it's about how you behave online, like respecting people in group chats or giving people credit when you repost their work or avoiding toxic comments.
Yes, especially because there's been a lot of cases of cyberbullying and all, and of course, in the world of digital literacy, you would need some semblance of privacy, of course. If not, then it's just gonna be leaked everywhere if you don't have like passwords to keep your account and certain stuff, I guess.
To keep your account secure. Okay, next, good points. Now let's talk about misinformation. How do you avoid from falling of it?
I try to at least check two different sources before I believe it. I mean, if it's from the random Instagram account, I will not believe it, you know.
It happens like every day, I think.
Yeah.
You need to compare by two sources,
Two
right?
sources.
Yeah.
Also, I look at the date and the website. Some news, I'm quoting on it because it's fake.
Okay.
Some news is actually old or, from a fake site that looks real. So some people will actually believe it that, oh, it's news, it's the real news. Well, actually it's not.
We know as KW version. Yeah.
Yes. But for me, usually I would do 3 steps.
Three steps.
First is of course check the source. Usually when you read from a website, you will always see the URL. The URL can sometimes not match or like how do I say this? Does it have a strange address or maybe it doesn't look official? And then the second course is of course go beyond headline because to be fair, we've all been guilty of this. You see a very shocking headline and you immediately react and start reading. But when you do like click the link and read the whole article, it just gets so weird. Like
That's a
it's
possible
clickbait, yes.
possible way to get kissing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the third is of course cross-reference. Don't just rely on one important source. Always read it from many sources, like many websites, to make sure it's real. And if there are multiple websites, it's mostly a guarantee that it's real.
Okay. Speaking of sharing, what about digital footprints? How do you manage yours?
Well, for me, I have a personal rule. If I wasn't like my teacher, my parent, or my future boss to see
Oh,
it,
teacher boss.
I'm already thinking the future, okay?
Okay, that's really good.
I do not want to post it online because it will probably maybe affect on my job, my life, my
Agree
social
with
life.
that. Agree with that.
Yeah, for me, I Google my own name every few months.
I do the same.
Yes, I do the exact same too.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, to check what comes out, you know.
Okay. It comes out like my education video on YouTube.
So you're acting
Yeah,
like a
private,
famous
you know.
person?
That's the real footprint.
Yeah. When I grew up, I want to delete all of my videos.
Yes, it's just so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I actually have an old account.
That's like, I mean, that term is actually called like a cleanup. So what you do is basically you can go through your social media profiles and check if you have any old posts that are still wandering around in the internet, and maybe you can delete them to like remove all of the
The useless
the, the mischievous deeds.
mischievous.
Yes. And then after that, you of course have to check your privacy settings. Because sometimes you can forget to toggle like a very sensitive information about you and make it public to everyone so that they can see. So always make sure that the setting is private.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, the last one. How do you improve your online digital literacy?
I like to argue with people online
Oh.
on the
Whoa.
internet. Sometimes people on the internet have a very odd
Sense of
opinion.
thinking.
Yes. that's-
Boomer.
Yes.
Boomer.
That kind of thing. So for me, I like to sometimes rage bait them or argue with them until they have no sense of worth.
Wow, you're very slick.
That's evil.
You're very sly.
Okay.
How about you, Devan?
How do you?
For me, I just follow tech news, to stay informed about the new technologies coming up, so I can study it or I use it. Because
For me, the most important thing if you want to improve on digital literacy is, of course, be curious. Because if you're not curious, then you wouldn't learn, and maybe like start asking questions such as, who sent this, or maybe why are they sharing it, or maybe even how do I know if this is true. And then after that, always learn new tools, because if you don't learn anything new with like how do I say this, without any type of tool to maybe help increase your understanding, then it's really just no use to like the best question is why not just use a tool to help you gain more information rather than just doing it yourself. Like you're just
I see.
wasting more time on something you can actually like already do so quickly.
Like stop a circle.
Yes.
Be an overthinker.
Okay, overbeing an overthinker is not good in my opinion.
Yes.
But being a thinker, it's good. It has capacity. Okay, maximum capacity. How do I say it? Well, I guess
Increases your actual
Increase your
capacity.
capacity.
yeah. Not over. Over is not good, right?
Yes. Overthinking actually makes problems that never really happen.
Yeah. Like nonsense information, we think and think. Like, what's the purpose? Okay, sorry. Well, I guess that's all for today's podcast. Thank you guys, and thank you for you all who listen to our podcast. Actually, see you next episode or not. Bye.
Bye bye.